Okay, so first we are going to start with the base shade in this palette and just set all the concealer down on my eyelid, and then we're fully prepped to start this eye look. Then I'm going in with this medium brown color, and I'm going to start fluffing this into my crease with the same exact brush. I'm using a very few brushes for this look because I wanted to keep it very, very simple and show you just how easy this can be. So I'm really working this into my crease, making sure it's nice and blended out. Now you don't have to take your cut creases in as far as I do as far as the transition goes, but I think on my eye shape it's a lot more flattering because I have such little eyelid space, but so much space in the brow bone area, if that makes sense. I think it's a little bit more flattering on me to take it all the way from inner corner to outer corner and take it very high up, because my crease is going to transfer so far. Where I cut my crease is going to be so high up. I have to take this transition really high. I know it looks kind of silly right now, but it'll all work out in the end. So then I'm taking that darker brown color on the same exact brush and deepening up that crease, keeping it a little bit lower, but kind of blending it out as the dark brown leaves my brush. Making sure I also work that on that outer corner, but we will go and kind of touch that up later, and I'll show you how to do that if you don't get as much pigment out there as you want. Especially because this is kind of going to only take up half of the lid. You can cut the entire crease, but on my eye shape, I don't know, I just feel like it's not that cute, so I just keep the cut crease portion on the inner half, and then the outer corner is a lot more smoky. Then I'm going to take this smaller Morphe brush and work this on the lower lash line. Really blending that out, I'm just going to take that from inner corner to outer corner and give a little bit of depth down there. And definitely make sure that you connect that to the top of the eye look, as always. You can see just how much depth adding that one wash of color can add to the entire eye look overall. Then I'm taking some concealer and I'm going to put this on the front portion of my lid and then look up to see where it transfers to, and then that is going to be the mark, the highest point where I'm cutting my crease. So then I'm just going to keep working with this, and this takes a little bit of time. I'm using a very small kind of domed flat brush to really work on cutting this crease. I'm still practicing, so if it takes you a long time, don't even worry about it. It takes me quite a bit to really get this shape right and get it even and get the lines very crisp. So just keep practicing, keep working at it, and I'm going to show you a little bit later in this video how you can kind of fix it if you want to make the cut deeper or a little bit cleaner looking. So then once I have that on the lid, I will tap out just the end towards the back half of my lid with my finger just to kind of start that blend, and then we'll start going in with the lid shade. So you can see how high I have to take the concealer. That's why my transition is blended up so high. Then I'm taking the gold shade in the palette and just a flat packing brush and packing that on, trying to keep that line as crisp as possible. I didn't set this concealer, it's completely wet, so that this gold can really stick to it, and it's so beautiful. I love this gold color. I didn't even use any Fix Plus or anything on my brush. This is just the most beautiful wet looking gold eyeshadow I've ever used. It's so beautiful. So then I'm taking this little fluffy brush, the same exact one I used on the lid, the same one I used on the lower lash line, and I'm taking the medium brown first and kind of blending in between the outer corner and that gold shade, and then I'm taking the darker color, the darkest brown in the palette, and using that on the very outer corner and kind of rounding that out to the bottom lash line to really make sure all the depth is on the outer corner, keeping that cat eye shape, and then keeping the cut crease in the front half. Now that cut right there is just fine, but I'm going to show you how you can kind of clean it up. I take an angled, like an eyeliner brush or a brow brush, and the darkest brown color. If you don't want it to be so dark, you can take the medium brown. And then I just trace along that line and really clean it up. And if you're using a darker color, it's also going to darken it up. It cuts it just that little bit more and makes it look a little bit more intense. You don't have to do this, but that is a way that you can either clean up the line or make it darker if you're still practicing with your cut creases. So then I'm taking that highlighting shade, this is like a satin white color, and really blowing that out on my inner corner and putting that on my brow bone. I think that this just makes the eye look very complete without taking any attention away from that gold color. There's one eye without a lash and one eye with a lash. Like I always say, it's just as beautiful either way, but I like to show you both options. Then I'm just going to take both blushes and mix them together. That's how I pretty much use these blushes all the time. I love mixing them. They're so gorgeous. And you can see how it just brings so much more life to that side of my face. I'm definitely a blush advocate. I love blush. People like to leave that out nowadays. I don't know what they're thinking. It's so beautiful. It makes you look that much more alive and put together. I love blush, and especially these ones from the Stila palette. They're gorgeous. So that is the finished look. Everything I used on and off camera will be listed in the description bar below, along with my Instagram and my Facebook and a bunch of other fun stuff. So go ahead and check that out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos every Tuesday and Saturday. Okay, I think we are good to go. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just have a good one. Bye.